And hey, Mike, before you jump the gun, don't make a headline that says Al Snow is burying Jack Perry or
Al Snow buries Jack Perry. What's the time,
Yeah.
Coach F? 2102. Russo'sBrand.com, where the pros are the pros. What do we got for Al? Let's open up the news with Al.
Well, you remember last year, I think everybody does, the whole CM Punk leaving AEW, getting fired, Tony Khan fearing for his life incident, started with Jack Perry and the comments he made about using real glass on TV, taking a shot at CM Punk backstage led to that fight. Well, Meltzer we had these comments on another show where Meltzer said that Tony Khan is blaming Perry for costing him CM Punk. We don't know if that's true. And then Meltzer said another report this week that Perry apologized to Khan after the incident. After Meltzer reported that, Brian Alvarez, who works with Meltzer, wrote this report the next day. And to me, this reads like Jack Perry called Brian Alvarez and said to put this out. Because this is exactly how it's
wait, you think? Really?
Yeah.
I mean, that happens, that wrestlers call the newsletter guys and tell them stuff?
Yeah, well,
No.
but I've never seen it like this where he's not saying sources or he heard. Like he's basically saying Jack Perry told me this. He says, this is the headline. Jack Perry disputes apologizing for CM Punk fight, was denied AEW release request. Perry wants to set the record straight about the situation at All In. So then Alvarez writes, Jack Perry both disputes the claim that he continually apologized or asked for forgiveness in the months following his backstage fight with CM Punk at last August's AEW All In, or that there are any current plans for an AEW return, according to Perry. So he's not saying Perry told somebody this. He's making it sound like Perry called me, and I'm just reporting what he told me.
I'm sure he did.
According to Perry, he didn't hear from AEW head Tony Khan for 2 months following All In at Wembley Stadium. Perry said
Clearly, Tony Khan, big time Jack Perry.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's a 2 months is big time in somebody. Yes.
Perry said he never texted to say he was sorry, and told Khan's lawyers that he would not initiate first contact. Khan finally set up an in-person meeting in Los Angeles before Full Gear, where they discussed plans to bring him back last December. However, after Punk returned to WWE at Survivor Series, those plans were scrapped. So that's weird if this is true. Perry's saying that I'm going to come back, and then CM Punk returned to WWE, and that made Khan scrap his return plan. So if that's true, that kind of leads into what Meltzer was saying, that Khan's blaming him for this. So this goes on to say that Perry, who wanted to work Wrestle Kingdom for New Japan but was unable to for logistical reasons, did work with Rocky Romero and Khan to set up his current New Japan run. At this point, Perry is still under AEW contract. He asked for his release but was denied. But there are still no plans to bring him back. He hasn't talked to Khan in months, nor has he cleared anything he's done in storyline for New Japan, like him tearing up his AEW contract or use of the term scapegoat.
I got to ask Al a question because, Al, this is why I love having Al on the show, because Al's in this spot. Al, if you're a Jack Perry status, okay, which let's be honest, to coin Dutch Mantel's phrase, good little hand. If you're a good little hand status, you're a good worker, you're a good little hand, you're not a lister big star. And bro, somebody comes to you at OVW and asks you for their release. Right. If somebody is right in the middle of the card and not drawing you money, are you or are you not going to give them their release?
Absolutely. Yeah,
that's what
unquestionably.
Because Al, Al, please explain to everybody. If a guy wants his release,
if it were me, quite honestly,
yeah.
Regardless, whoever it is, if someone were to come to me tomorrow and go, I want my release, they could be up on the upper part of the card. I go, okay, best wishes. I wish nothing for the best for you. Good luck. Goodbye.
What if it were a top guy making you money that you really helped create?
Again, I wish you nothing but the best.
Okay.
Good luck. What happened when Hulk Hogan left WWF?
WWF went on.
Okay, what happened when Steve Austin left WWE?
The company was bigger than any individual.
The Rock.
Same
It
thing.
just keep it. There's nobody bigger than the show. You know, it'll sting. It'll business might drop off for a minute, but we can build somebody again. You know, we can give somebody else that opportunity. Uh, I call it the divine providence of accident. The best example I have of that is years ago when Impact had a developmental deal with OVW. I created. I was going to have a big influx of outside talent coming in, and I had an idea to explain it to the audience that it was like there was an invading force type of thing. So I started this whole thing. There was this local attorney who turned out to be a complete lunatic, but he was awesome TV. For about a year, I'd say, and laying the groundwork, building this guy, getting him heat, and he's the linchpin to this whole story. I mean, I've put a lot of time and effort and money into this guy, and then he goes crazy, and I have to literally the week that I'm going to do the angle where it's found out that he's made certain legal moves and taken 3/4 of the company or whatever away from Danny Davis, and he's bringing in all this outside talent that are now he's trying to wrest control of the company. Uh, and it was getting over. It was hot, and the guy was getting a ton of heat. Literally the Sunday before that Wednesday, I have to call him up and tell him, "Hey, I can't use you anymore because you're a lunatic." What am I going to do? I've built a year's worth and invested a year's worth. There was a girl, a female wrestler named Josie that was here, and she was good, and nobody ever saw her as at the time as a star or whatever. I go to her. I don't know what she can do. I put her in that spot, make a claim on TV that they had been married, they got divorced, and she got his shares of the company. She went on to become amazing. Cut promos prior to that you never heard her speak. She took over and ran with it. And if that had never happened, if that guy had never left,
yeah,
that wrestler, that female wrestler, would have never gotten that opportunity to be a star.
Yeah.
And show that side of herself and her capabilities.
Yeah.
So there's always someone else. Always.
And not,
it's just a matter of that once that person at the top of the card leaves, it gives an opportunity for others that you may not have seen, or they just didn't have that opportunity to bloom.
And now I would see that this is where I just don't think Tony Khan understands anything about the wrestling business. I swear, I have not seen one thing where I could say, okay, Tony gets that. Because Al, I would also have to think this. If you have somebody, under those circumstances, now Jack Perry's asking for his release.
Yeah.
Bro, if he's denied his release, Al, don't you now have a disgruntled wrestler in the locker room? And Al, you know what that means. It just takes one disgruntled. I don't think Tony understands any of that.
And again, okay, let him go. I mean, if he is truly as over as he says he is, good luck. We'll build somebody else to the same spot that you're in right now. And by letting that person go, we're giving another person that we may have overlooked that opportunity to not only be in your spot, but to grow even further and become the next big thing in the business. But if we just continue to work from a place of fear and insecurity, then we're letting the inmates run the asylum. And that's the death knell of any company, is allowing the inmates to run the asylum.
Al,
because the wrestlers, are very
what that fear and insecurity is, don't you? He thinks the minute he lets Jack Perry go, the WWE is going to gobble him up. So he's literally paying this guy to sit home so he doesn't sign with the WWE.
I don't think he needs to fear that.
I
could be wrong. Lord knows I have been in the past, but I really don't know. I don't see that being. And even if he does, even if they do sign Jack Perry, okay, good for Jack Perry. But I know that he feels like it'll be a black eye within the internet world.
Right.
WWE snatched up another, AEW wrestler. What's Tony Khan think?
What's up, Brand? This is Jeff Lane inviting you to come hang out with me over on Twitch. I'm live several nights a week playing games, classic and new, currently going through Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, the new Contra game, and more. So check me out, Jeff Lane 22 on Twitch. Mike Durban was on here and he was talking about the Conan Major Bendy's action figure. You got one too, don't you, Vince? Yeah. These are high quality, like the high quality packaging, high quality art, high quality figure.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah.
But Durban wasn't kidding, guys. These are real high quality. So you can even get these autographed. MikeDurban.com. Check them out before they're gone.